What is good, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video, and today it is finally time for me to show you what you guys have been asking for quite some time now, a deck profile. This is gonna be my latest Dark Magician deck profile over here. This is, to me, what I think is gonna be the strongest version of the deck, at least, like I said once again, to me. And this is probably gonna be the list that I play when it comes to the new support actually being released in the TCG over here. This could change, is bound to change. A lot of things can happen. It's called a ban list. It is like basically whatever else is going to be released alongside it, and especially the fact that alongside, what is the meta going to be by the time that these new Dark Magician cards come out as well. That is all. Those are all questions that I will get answers to when the new cards drop, and by the time when these cards drop was gonna happen, right? But as to me right now, this is gonna be the deck that I'm gonna be playing. This is the deck that I'm gonna be testing out the most and everything like that. There's gonna be a lot more fun variants of Dark Magician that I'm gonna show you guys on the channel as well. So be on the lookout for that. But when it comes to most competitive, when it comes to my mindset, this is going to be it right over here. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. All right. So for kind of like the bricks of the deck, right? We're only actually playing one copy of Dark Magician here because of the fact that I did find that the Dark Magician Destruction actually did a lot of the heavy lifting over here, and just being a Dark Magician name, and the fact that it actually has an effect that actually gets your engine rolling and everything like that. So needing 2 copies of Dark Magician to me just doesn't seem necessary no longer. We still are playing things like the Primite engine in here, so having the copy of Dark Magician is still really useful there. We have Mausoleum of White to actually dump Dark Magician from our deck to our graveyard to actually so having the normal monster there is actually still really good. And once again, this is just a Dark Magician deck where having the actual copy of Dark Magician is actually still really useful, like when it comes to like things like going into Dragoon. Using your normal monster of Dark Magician over here is still a lot more beneficial than it is with going from the Dark Magician of Destruction from your graveyard to your extra deck, because you don't get the things like the pop when it comes to Dragoon or anything like that. So still having the 1 copy of Dark Magician here is still really good, for sure. 1 copy of Dark Magician Girl, she's only solely in here to utilize the full effect of Soul Servant to get 2 draws over here. Ever since the Primite cards were introduced, like, it's just so much easier to just use a card like Magician Souls to dump Dark Magician Girl in order to summon itself, which is just absolutely insane. And especially the fact that once again we're playing Primate cards, and also the fact that we don't even need to have the new the OG Dark Magician in the graveyard to utilize the full draw 2 effect of Soul Servant, because of the fact that Dark Magician Destruction is named Dark Magician when it's on the field or graveyard. So like, even if you don't have this card in your graveyard, even if you don't have access to your Primate engine, you don't really need to like have this card in your graveyard as much, because of the fact that once again it does a lot of the heavy lifting for you when it comes to the newest version of Dark Magician. So definitely good there. And 1 copy of Illusion of Chaos. Once again, I'm just gonna go back to Dark Magician Destruction. Dark Magician Destruction is just able to search you anything that you need in your deck, like your Magician's Rod, your Magician's Souls, anything like that. Yes, Illusion of Chaos can do the same thing, but when it comes to Illusion of Chaos, you just need to put a card back from your hand to your deck, which sometimes you just don't want to do if your hand is like actually looking really good. If I have those hands where I actually still have everything, or like if I don't really need to go into a card like Magician's Rod because I already normal summon into the Ether Barrel, I can just go ahead and search the Illusion of Chaos over here just for like an actual backup plan, or just to have guaranteed follow up depending on like what is in my hand later on or what I draw for the next turn as well. So still having the 1 copy of Illusion of Chaos over here is still really good. It's really beneficial. I definitely wouldn't see myself like cutting out the Illusion of Chaos just because, right? So having one of each of these is really good. I think this is perfect ratio right over here. Another one over here, Magician's Rod. Dark Magician Destruction is just able to search this card out. So this card is just a perfect one of over here. Illusion of Chaos can search this card out. Perfect one of, and especially the fact that we do have the newest Link 2 in here, the Miasma Necromancer, being able to add the additional normal summon for the Magician's Rod is really good. And then we have ourselves triple copies of Magician Souls over here. This card's like really important when it comes to like some of your hands, some of your combos over here. We're not playing any of the Magician of Black Chaos max stuff in this variant of the deck over here. You can if you want to. I don't blame you because it is cool, it's funny, and is actually somewhat consistent in this deck as well, especially if you're playing the newest Link 2. But when it comes to that, this card is important. When it comes to doing all the ancient fairy stuff, or just like being able to just get into your Blue Eyes Link 1, get the field spell, this card is important. And just to have this card as an extender is just really important as well. And once again, just to be able to like dump your bricks so you utilize the full effect of like Soul Servant, everything like that, really, really good. So 3 copies of Magician Souls, really good in this deck. Dark Magician spells, we're playing triple copies of Soul Servant, being able to just stack whatever you need on top of your deck. And we're playing double copies of the Gaze of Timaeus, which is mainly what you're gonna stack on top of your deck with Soul Servant over here. Especially the fact that you are playing cards that give you draws, so being able to have the Soul Servant over here to get the guaranteed draw of the Gaze of Timaeus, and then you use your graveyard effect of Soul Servant to get either a free pot of greed or a free upstart. It's just absolutely good. It's absolutely insane. So these are your best Dark Magician cards now, especially when it comes to the newest Dark Magician support over here. Just Gaze of Timaeus just helps you just cut a lot of those like dragons that I kind of was like pushing on before, because I said that Secrets of Dark Magic is going to be like your best fusion spell of the deck. But now when it comes to Gaze of Timaeus, this card is your best fusion spell. Is finally a searchable copy of Eye of Timaeus. This is what we've been asking for literal years. So Konami actually being able to give us this card now is absolutely big, is absolutely insane. So so this is gonna be it for your Dark Magician engine over here. Engine, I should say. But yeah. And then going into probably like one of the best engines to go with your Dark Magician stuff is definitely gonna be Primite. We're playing triple copies of Primite Ether Barrel, triple copies of Primite Lordly Load, and then we're playing 1 copy of Primite Drill Beam over here. This is really standard when it comes to your Primite cards over here. We are playing 50 cards. It kind of is a little bit I don't want to say clog, but like I really don't want to go over the 50 if I really don't need to. So playing the 1 copy of Drill Beam over here is perfectly fine. It's okay. But a lot of the filler of this deck is gonna be like a lot of the non-engine filler in here is going to be hand traps, and I'm not really going to go over hand traps because of the fact that, once again, it depends on when these cards are being released. It depends like what format we're going to be in. So those cards right now are placeholders, and these are hand traps that are good right now in this format, but it might not be later on when we get to the release of these cards. So that's it right there. So you are able to play another copy of Drill Beam if you really want to. I do like 2 copies of Drill Beam. I do kind of want to fit it in there, so I'm going to try to do some. And then triple Lordly Load, Ether Barrel. The Lordly Load gives you the Dark Magician, things like that. So really good there. And Drill Beam is just a really good Omni Negate as well, so you can't go wrong with that. And then probably one of the best ways to basically bridge a couple engines together is going to be the Diabell Star Azamina engine. So playing triple copies of Diabell Star, triple copies of Wanted, playing 1 copy of Deception, and then 1 copy of the Hollow Azamina over here. So the requirement for Dark Magician and Destruction is basically to banish a level 6 or higher Dark Spellcaster monster during the turn that a spell card was previously activated. So basically, all you need to do in this instance over here is activate Wanted, and then search your Diabell Star, and then summon Diabell Star. And then there you go. You have your requirements right there to just go into your Dark Magician Destruction. Or if you open up the Diabell Star, you go Diabell Star, pitch a card, special itself, to set the Deception, and then activate the Deception. You don't need to activate the effect right now. You just basically need to flip over the card, just activate it, and there you go. Do you have your requirement to go into your Dark Magician Destruction? Really good there. Absolutely insane. If this card gets interruption and you don't have access to another spell card, you are playing a whole bunch of spell cards in here. So you are bound to actually have something that you are just able to just activate in order to just go ahead and banish this card to go for Dark Magician Destruction. So it's really easy to do so, even if if Diabell Star were to get negated or something like that. So Azamina cards, probably some of the better cards in here, being able to just bridge once again the Dark Magician engine, and just to have the Diabell Star engine as well. And then the last thing that we're planning to get into our Dark Magician Destruction is triple copies of Ready Fusion. Triple copies of Ready Fusion to basically go for your sandwich, which is a level 6 or higher Dark Spellcaster monster. And then once again, you just basically need to banish a level 6 or higher Dark Spellcaster monster during the turn that a spell card was previously activated. So basically, Ready Fusion, go for sandwich, banish it immediately for Dark Magician Destruction. Boom, easy as that. So triple copies of Ready Fusion. Tiny field spell package. One Mausoleum of White. We are playing the Blue Eyes Link 1 in here. Is really important, especially if you were to go into your Ancient Fairy Dragon to help you get access to your Secret Village of Spellcasters. So basically, if you open up this card as well, it's still really good. Absolutely, it is. But the easiest way to basically get into your Secret Village is to just go ahead and go into your Mausoleum of White. Basically, have access to a level 7. To go in. Basically, get access to your Ancient Fairy Dragon. Ancient Fairy Dragon, blow this up. Get access to this, and then you're good. So that's really good there. And then rest of these are just hand traps, right? Once again, like I said, these are hand traps that are good right now. The only thing that I probably would want to talk about a little bit is definitely Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is not really known to be the best hand trap lately because it's just a monster effect that just plays into cards like tactics, like talents, things like that. It is only at 1 now, which is fine, but Thrust is a card that is being used a little bit more now because of like the K9 stuff, things like that. You don't want to play into that, which is fine. But the one thing that I will talk about is Mausoleum of White being able to give you the extra normal summon of a light tuner monster, and especially the fact that your Azamina monsters are level 6. The movie Go is level 6. I forgot about Illy Sylvia, but we're gonna go over that once we go into the extra deck. But the Effect Veiler and the movie Go will just help you go into your Ancient Fairy Dragon. So without really needing to go into a card like Magician's Rod, and then you go for Choro, so things like that, which we are still playing in here. But if you have access to the Effect Veiler and in tandem with everything else, this is so powerful. This is so much better as well. So definitely would play some sort of access to a light tuner, especially when it comes to like Effect Veiler, which has multi-purpose in this deck. So that's gonna be it for the main deck. We are playing 50 cards right now. It feels the best because of the fact that we're playing a lot of engine requirements in here. So definitely for sure. And then for the extra deck over here, we're going to be playing double copies of Dark Magician Destruction. Probably the best number in here because you just go into one during your main turn, and then for follow-up, you just go into another one later on. We're going for double copies of Dragoon in here. Once again, with cards like Gaze of Timaeus, it's just really easy to go into this card now, especially the fact that you are playing technically 3 copies of Dark Magician, with 2 copies of Dark Magician Destruction over here, and 1 copy of OG Dark Magician here. So being able to just go for your Dark Magician fusion monsters with the Gaze of Timaeus is just really easy now. It's just insane, and especially the fact that you sometimes you just don't even need to go into your second copy of Dark Magician Destruction because Gaze of Timaeus just puts his card back into your extra deck. So you're just basically cycling the same one over and over again. So that's really cool there. Then we're playing the 1 copy of Master of Chaos. This card is really cool. I actually, especially the fact that when it comes to like the one of the biggest discussions that has been taking place in the Dark Magician community, how can we avoid the drawback of the Gaze of Timaeus? Basically, the Gaze of Timaeus is just a card that 1 card fusion summons like one of these monsters over here by using your Dark Magician, and then obviously during the next turn after the card was summoned, the card is banished, right? So obviously we do have things that can help us go alongside that, which is cards like IP Masquerade to go into your Selene when it comes to your Dragoon. So you can so not only you'll be able to avoid your Dragoon from being banished, but you are also able to utilize multiple Dragoon negates as well. But something that I have like done a lot of like testing on is especially the fact that if you open up like an extra Gaze of Timaeus, you're able to utilize a Dragoon negate up to 3 times. So basically, you're just able to use your Dragoon once, IP it away to go for Selene, and then especially the fact that during your mainline combo as well, you do have access to Diabell Star because you did search off Wanted. off of your YuGiOh, and then you activated your wanted in response to your Howl at Azamina in order to get it as the Diabell star in your hand, and just to send off the wanted with the Howl at Azamina to go into your Sylvia. So basically, you basically would just discard the Diabell star with your second Dragoon negate, and then your second Dragoon negate after that happens, you go Diabell star effect to send the Dragoon to your graveyard, and then to summon your Diabell star. And now after that, basically you would utilize your third your not your third, your second Gaze of Timaeus to go for Master of Chaos instead. And then Master of Chaos would just be able to bring back your Dragoon because it is a lighter dark monster in your graveyard that you can bring back with this card. So, which is really cool. I actually like that interaction a lot. It comes up a lot more than you might expect. So that's gonna be it for all the Dark Magician fusion monsters. The one language over here for your Ready fusion. Azamina cards, YuGiOh, and then Sylvia for the Omni Negate, and then for your recruiter. Not really recruiter, but your Rhoda. The Choroso, just go in tandem with your Ancient Fairy Dragon, because when it comes to the original combo, right? You just go Dark Magician Destruction to search your Magician's Rod, and then you would still be dragon locked at this point over here. So you would just basically use your Deception to tribute off the spirit Dragon Spirit of White to get out of that dragon lock, and then you would just go for your YuGiOh, and then with your Dark Magician Destruction and your copy of YuGiOh, you would just basically contact these two to go into your Choroso. Choroso, level 4 plus your level 3 Magician's Rod goes for your Ancient Fairy Dragon over here, and then basically you would just go for your Secret Village stuff from that point on. So that's really that's a good interaction over there, and it feels a lot more smooth to go into it. It doesn't just feel janky to just pull that combo off for sure. So those two right there, and especially the fact that sometimes you might be missing that extra monster to help you just go into stretch out the final part of your combo to go into your IP Masquerena. Thanks to Ancient Fairy Dragon, like say as if you drew like an extra hand trap or you have a Dead Fualos in your hand, you can just activate Ancient Fairy effect to basically go ahead and just like summon off that free monster that you have in hand. Or something that I really enjoy is the fact that I'm able to utilize the Primite engine even after if I were to draw it during the mid combo, because now with using the Mausoleum of White to dump the Dark Magician to your graveyard, if you drew your Ether Barrel after mid combo, you'll be able to summon that off with your Ancient Fairy Dragon, and then you link those two off to go into IP Masquerena, and then during your next turn coming back, that Ether Barrel is in your graveyard along with your Dark Magician in your graveyard, so now you'll be able to get that card back into your hand. So it's just really cool how a lot of these like engines are able to just tie together and work together. So that's like one of my favorite things about this deck for sure. 1 SP, one new Link 2. Once again, one of my favorite things about this is to basically just go full combo. Not full combo, use this in the grind game, or obviously once again just basically help me play through hand traps by just going into this card. Then we're gonna go IP and then Celine. So that is gonna be it for this deck profile over here. A lot more in depth than some of my other past videos, but when it comes to this deck, I absolutely love this deck, and I just wanted to show you guys how everything kind of just works together, how everything kind of just like helps each other out. You know what I mean? So when it comes to this deck, absolutely my favorite deck of all time. Just being able to just have all these different engines in here and being able to actually play these cards at some time in the future is actually just going to be probably one of the best things, and just the thing that's probably keeping me into Yu-Gi-Oh right now. So thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have anything about this deck profile whatsoever, like if you want combos, any just anything that you would just say about this deck, maybe adding in cards, maybe cards that you would want to take out for whatever reason, please let me know in the comments down below. I actually would want to really know that. And I want to just see what's in your head. I really do. So thank you so much for sitting through this yap session once again, and I shall see ya in the next video. Peace.